Steve, before we talk about our show in Wigan, we had 3 lads fighting on the big stage. On the Friday night, we had Carlo Motti go over to Bilbao, where I think you said before to me, the scorecards didn't really reflect his performance, did it, mate?
No, Barcelona, by the way, it was.
Oh, Barcelona?
Yeah,
I thought it was Bilbao again.
No, it was over in Barcelona, and he put a very gallant performance up. I mean, to be honest with you, he didn't fight like he normally does, and I think it was probably the occasion that got to him. So, as you know, he's a slick southpaw, nice jab, nice footwork, but for some unknown reason he stood and traded, and the other kid had a little bit more oomph in his shots than Kyle did. But you know, Kyle was getting into him, and he looked for a bit of a way out on the 5th and the 6th.
I was going to say, those middle rounds,
yeah.
I think he won those middle rounds.
Yeah, and then the referee took a couple of points off him for headbutting, and I think he was scared of trying to rough him up and getting flung out, so he lost, and like we say, he was wide on points, but take the 2 points away, he wasn't so bad, and it is what it is. They've got a lot of experience from that. It's the first time on a big show with all the outside pressures that come along with it, and next time he'll be better, and obviously now he's got a loss on his record, it'll be a bit more easy to match.
Yeah, definitely. And then the same night of our show in Wigan, we had Bradbury and late notice Jack Kilgannon stepping in.
Yeah, well, obviously Bradbury's a boxer fight, and he was in the home corner, and I'm not seeing the actual fight itself yet, because obviously we had a show and I've just not had time to watch it, but I believe after a couple of early rounds where it was nip and tuck, he pulled away, dropped him in the 4th, and was dominant all the way in. Yeah,
genuinely saved by the bell, because it was right at the bell, as he got up, the bell came, and he staggered back to his corner and managed to see out to the end of the fight.
Yeah, do you know what, he's done what we needed for him, hasn't it? You know what I mean, these little blowouts are good, I suppose, but he's not learning much to doing them, so he learned a lot on Saturday night, and we knew it was a tricky opponent. He'd been over to the UK before and had a win, and I know his manager, and his manager, speaks really highly of him. So it's a very good win for Brad to do it in the emphatic way he's done. So yeah, it was another step on to being a champion for Bradbury.
Definitely. And then we had Jack Kilgannon stepping in at very short notice to fight Zach Jelly. It didn't end the way we wanted, but a gallant effort up until the stoppage.
Well, again, I can't really comment because I'm not seeing it. I mean, I've seen the clip of the knockout, and he looked like he was a bit fatigued, and he had his left arm right down to the side of his pants, and it was a big ball over right that's knocked him out. I'd like to watch the other rounds, but it was one of those, it was too good an opportunity to turn down, so he's gone up a weight and he's took it last minute, and let's be honest about it, what we're talking about today, 10 fights, is all the home kids winning and all the away kids losing, and that, it's very rarely you go away and upset the odds, and it was against Jack there with him being 24-hour notice and a weight above, and again it was the first big stage that Jack's been on, where all the cameras on him and the pressures of that, so that's something that he'll come away with it. So really and truthfully, that was a win for us. He's got handsomely paid, he's got all the experience that he needed for next time he's on a TV show, and something to look forward to. So yeah, it was a win at the end of the day for Jack, even though it was a loss.
Right. Now our show in Wigan, a show that I wasn't, because it'd been changed. There should have been 11 fights on it, 12 at one point, wasn't there? Yeah. We were down to 7, and I just thought, oh well, it'd be just an okay show, and I loved it, mate. I thought it was an absolute cracking show. Yeah,
it was great to be back to Wigan. Like you can taper the venue to suit, and obviously the capacity was nowhere near full for what we would have, because we lost 5 fights, which is, let's say they're all doing 100 tickets, it's 500 tickets, so it'd have been bouncing from the rafters if it would have been as we planned it. But it was all about getting our local kids from Wigan and outing at home, and it worked for them. They sold really well and put on good performances. If you go through the card, they all end up being reasonably good fights and a couple of belters, didn't they?
Yeah, definitely. And what was nice about it, everyone, again like the last show, stayed. So the crowd that was there at the beginning was the crowd at the end, and they made some noise, especially when the first kid come out. The Liverpool-based Wiganer in Lee Johnson.
Yeah, and that was a good fight, wasn't he? He was nice and relaxed, scoring, winning rounds off his jab, and then the other kid started to rough him up, and it shook him up a little bit, and he lost the round. So that's what people want to see. They want to see good fights, don't they? It was a good fight,
though, wasn't it? That wasn't what we normally get. We thought he was good enough to go in with 9-0 Nathan Porter, wasn't he?
Yeah,
so,
listen, it was a good fight. That's what we want to give. Yeah.
Not sure of the running order. I think was Storm Brown was Storm right on it.
Yeah.
And this kid who looks like a 12-year-old choir boy ended up getting a second or third round stoppage.
Yeah, there was a second round stoppage, and John Spencer's obviously a good journeyman who knows his way around, but you could see he wasn't fit, and he just stood on the ropes and let Thorne lay into him, and he did lay into him, and put him down a couple of times, and a good stoppage win for Thorne, right? Yeah.
Very good stoppage win. Again, I think they had Casey Brown out for his third outing against Josh Cook, who's been a regular on our shows, and it gives trouble to everyone, but not to Casey on the night.
No, he handled him very, very easily, didn't he, Casey? And it was good to see. He wasn't going to stop him, but he did catch him with some shots. And to be honest with you, he can go through fights but not getting hit, can't he? He's that awkward, Josh Cook. So another good learning fight for Casey.
Well,
yeah.
Normally Josh Cook always takes a round, or at least shares a round with his opponents, and he got a 40-36 there, and a well-deserved one as well.
Yeah, good performance.
Then another kid that excites me a lot, Lennox Lithgow, another local kid to
Yeah, he's got a really entertaining style, hasn't he? And he's good. He was never going to stop the kid because he's a durable lightweight. He doesn't get stopped at lightweight, so I won't say we took a chance, but he was probably a stone heavier than Lennox, but he bashed him up, and it was a good performance, and it'll do no harm whatsoever.
No, it was good 4 rounds in the bank for him. Very strong. I'd say he's a super fighter. That's the way he's going to fight.
Yeah.
And he bullied the kid who's not used to being bullied. Then we had another kid who shone on the night, Tom Etchison.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, after his first couple of performances, Tom's not really improved, and we was looking for something better from him, and he come out with a lot of aggression that's been missing for his last few fights, and venom, and I think it was his first stoppage, and when you think his 6 fights before that he's not stopped anyone, it was surprising that he went and stopped Dean Wilkinson.
He's always been in control of the fights, but so it left you wanting a little bit more. But on that night, he didn't leave his wanted, did he? He started went again and again.
It was nice to see that he got a bit of aggression into his fight, because we know he's a quality fighter and a nice operator, and he's shown a little bit of venom and nastiness that you're going to need as you start fighting with the better kids, and he's ready to start fighting the better kids now.
Definitely. Good on that. And then we had young Adam Ridge returning after 3.5 years out against Jamie Quinn.
Yeah, he got the Quinny test, and come through with flying colours. So we have a bit of a push on with him now, haven't we? I know he's only 6-0, but 4 years without fighting.
He's 7-0 now. 7-0, he's 7th. Yeah. But like you say, Jamie gave him a little test, which he passed with flying colours. And then we had the young kid who everyone's talking about, mate, in Mr. Joe Howard.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why the crowd stayed. I think everybody knows now that there's something that we're working with that could become quite special, isn't there? And considering he's had no amateur fights and had 3 knockouts, I wanted to give him a test, and I wanted someone to take the rounds, and he nearly stopped him, but he didn't, and I think that'll really help him, because he can go away with that. And I had a chat with him afterwards and just said, listen, you're a young kid, and you've had 3 stoppage wins, and you think you're invincible. You needed that, to go away and look at things, because he didn't use his jab enough, you know, and he didn't set things up like he can do. There wasn't much face. He was just going in and hooking and hooking and hooking, which has worked in the past 3 fights for him, and it even works in this one. But as he goes up by his level, he's going to have to find a cuteness to go with him. But what an exciting fighter!
Do you know something? You're right. It's just full of excitement. But I think, like you said, he didn't work behind his jab, which he has done in his previous fights, and he weren't really looking for those stoppages in those fights. But this time he went out looking for that full stoppage on the bounce. I think that was the problem, wasn't it? Because he was looking for it this time,
but
not working for it.
Well,
like
our kid's a good operator, and you know, I'll use him again to test some of my kids. And if you're not on your mettle, you're going to lose to him. He's a good fighter, that other kid, and it was great to see the lad come through with it there, Joe. And you know what, he sold a few tickets, and they'll all come again and watch him. And I think if we get it right with him, you know, we're going to have a fun ride.
Oh, most definitely, like I say, one of those shows, weren't too sure what to expect, but I thoroughly enjoyed it from start to finish, mate. So, when's our next one, mate?
Blackpool on Friday night, isn't it? So we've got a dinner with Ricky Hatton, and we've got 5 fights. We just lost one. We did have 6, so more than enough on a dinner show. Looking forward to it.
So, what should I catch up with you in a couple of days? And
yeah, we'll either go through it or we'll do it next week and talk about the results on it, mate. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Steve.
Thank
take
you.
care.
Bye.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.